limiting beliefs around money. Let's talk about money. Because I got to think about, like, money is taking up quite a lot of space these days because stuff is going on in my circumstance that affect me. But anyway, there was episodes in my childhood that I remember that I think might have been the formative experiences around money for me. And I remember being very little. It has been while we lived in Denmark. So it has been when I was 5, 6, 7, 8 years of age. And I got pocket money, like 5 kroners, and that's around less than $1 or something. And sometimes I could save for a couple of weeks and buy a little toy. And sometimes I bought some candy because that's what 5 kroners can do, right? And I remember going to the candy store. I don't know, it doesn't exist anymore. Now you have like, you pick yourself. But at ye oldie timey, when I was very young, you could go to the counter and they would have like all this candy behind a glass and you could pick, I want 2 of that and I want, 5 of that one and I want, like that, like you pick ice cream or something. And I loved doing that. And I'm a sweet tooth. I love candy. I still do. And I remember I had a period where I spent my pocket money for candy or for sweets. And I overheard my mom and my stepdad talking about how I spent my money. And they said something in the lines of, remember, I was a kid. I have taken the feeling with me, but I don't know the exact words. But it has been something like, I feel bad that she's spending money on candy. It's like she's irresponsible with her money. She should be saving them or using them for something more, tangible or something more durable or something like that. And I remember feeling so extremely ashamed of wanting to buy candy because I got the money, so I thought that I could use them on the stuff that I wanted to use them on. But now I have to feel bad for using them on the things that I really like. What? That's the feeling that I have brought with me into my young adulthood and my adulthood and even now. And that's the first, realization that formed the limiting belief that has affected me up until recently. I'm 44. Up until recently, that I am not good with money. I do not know what to spend money on. And when I do, it's the wrong thing. Right? That's the story that I told myself since I was a kid. 5, 6, 7, 8 years, I don't know, kid. And nobody told me otherwise. I've just walked around and lived with this shame of feeling that my money story is a bad one. I do not have a good relationship with money. Money is not my friend. I don't know how to use money, etc., etc. And I know that in our society, where I've grown up, in this kind of society where I've grown up, in Greenland and in Denmark, and what I've heard from the Western Europe country stuff, money is not something we talk about. So it's just expected that we know about money, that we know how to make money, how to handle money, how to deal with taxes, how to do all these things, how to, what's it called? Ask for raises and, bargain your employer, the money that you get when you're employed. I'm lacking words. You know what I mean? But we're not taught it. So whatever story we learned as kids, and if nobody teaches us anything different as we grow up, those are the stories that will form our adult experience around money. And my experience around money, as I personally have been made wrong in the eyes of society for so many other things, money is just a fraction of it, right? Money has never come to me easily, and money has never been something that I can hold on to easily. But it's something that I'm working on as an adult, after 40. Like, it was only, I think I was 42 when between 40 and 42. Now, I don't remember when I did it, but I decided, dude, it's about time I realize or acknowledge that I know nothing about money, and the things that I know about money are wrong. That I'm not good with the money, that I buy the wrong things, that I don't spend money right. Like, those are my personal stories. And those stories are just that, stories. But I had them instilled in me as beliefs. Like, they were my truth, right? So I decided that I wanted to learn about money. So I am learning about money, and I still am. I'm still unlearning all the bullshit that I have learned from my childhood and throughout my adulthood, along with all the other limiting beliefs that affect this fucking thing, right? So I'm curious to know what if you think of anything that you have experienced in your childhood around money, or your young adulthood, or whatever, what has affected you. And how do you feel about money? Do you feel like you know about money? Have you learned about taxes and, doing taxes? Have you learned about budgeting? And if you're like me, like a freelancer and self-employed and have an income that goes like this, like, how do you budget to that? And that's something that I'm learning as well for me, because my income is like this, right? And when I'm met in the adult world, like in the banking and the financial world, I'm always met with a big wall of, no, you're not doing it right, right? Because how are you going to budget? And how are you going to, prove that you can make money? Well, I exist. I still eat. I have roof over my head. I think I'm doing okay. But all the things that make me feel like I'm in the wrong has lived with me for so long that I believed them. But I am unlearning that bullshit as we're speaking, right? Because I've been unlearning this for a couple of years now, and there's still muck to remove from my system around money. But the most important thing is that nobody fucking knows, right? Nobody fucking knows what's going on, and there's no wrong way of doing things. And we're just trying to survive and live and exist in a world that needs that we know about money, but we don't. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to share this very formative experience from my childhood that still is etched into my mind and that has steered me. And I'm curious about yours. Let me know what you've experienced, and let's share each other's origin stories so that we can, feel solidarity or something, or relate to each other and say, I'm not alone, Anyway, have a wonderful day. Love ya.